We have a unique position here in Woodlawn. We are sandwiched between First Avenue North and First Avenue South. Both of them are very busy highways. First Avenue South, which exits from the interstate, was often used as just like a thoroughfare, 60, 70 miles an hour.
We had a couple of bikers get hit on that road before this infrastructure went in. And really, we have no idea how many accidents occurred on that road or almost happened because it was a dangerous road.
Some of their families didn't allow them to cross the street because of the high-speed vehicles and the number of recent collisions in the area.
In fact, it was about 2 to 3 weeks before we actually did this project. We actually had 2 separate incidents where some of our elderly population were hit and killed by cars.
The absolute baseline that everyone agreed on was a must, was to change First Avenue South into a street that was more friendly for people outside of a car.
I mean, I know that we are a country that we love our cars. I love my car as well. But we cannot continue to build neighborhoods and build cities that only for infrastructure of automobiles. We have to think about different alternatives. When you are creating a situation where people can speed through your neighborhood, you are actually giving them the power and you're giving them the preference of what they want to do. We deserve to be a neighborhood where people are slowed down. We deserve to be a neighborhood that is noticed when it comes through. We deserve to be safe in our own neighborhood, and we deserve for all of our guests and our businesses to be safe as well. This actually goes back to about 2017. Birmingham had announced an initiative of complete streets. In Woodlawn, we definitely wanted to be a part of that. We've long been a community that says change happens with us and not to us. And I think that is the benefit of being a slow burn community. And what I mean by that is we've taken charge of the change that we want to see, and it's not left up to corporations, it's not left up to big business. So we just saw it as an opportunity to address it from a resident stance first before it had to go to the city. So we advocated for that. We went out, we worked with Rev Birmingham, and we did a mock on First Avenue South, very similar to what we actually have now. But it actually showed that people could have interest and could stop and things were possible with just having one lane of traffic each way.
So Ferris and I were looking for a way to help out in Birmingham and get involved with the Department of Transportation. And actually in conversations with the director, James Fowler, he suggested that we help out in Woodlawn and try to build support for a project the department had been thinking of, which was the road diet, or building kind of a bike lane in Woodlawn. And so we started with community engagement and talking to community leaders in the area, as well as some of the vulnerable populations in Woodlawn, to get their input on what an ideal version of this project would look like.
So this project is a bit of a prototype. It is the first road diet that we believe does the best job of separating the bike lane from the parking. Woodlawn Road Diet can serve as a model for how to do this well in other areas of Birmingham. We've already seen with the Complete Streets Ordinance that a lot of these streets have gone in, and a lot of the concepts that were worked on in the Woodlawn Road Diet are being used elsewhere. The amount of speeding has been severely reduced. Before, you would have a red light that would turn green, and then you would have a long stretch where it was basically a raceway. You had people speeding as quickly as they could to try and beat the light on the other end of the street. And that created a terrible place to walk. So if you're walking by someone who's going 60 miles an hour, it's not an enjoyable experience.
Since we've done that, we haven't had anyone been hit by a car. right? Because we also have prioritized our crosswalks. So people are able to cross the street to go and access our commercial district. But just also by the cars slowing down, it just makes it safer. The important thing is we need to show our residents and our businesses and people outside that we care enough about ourselves and demand these safe conditions for people to have, whether they're walking, biking, or on a one-wheeler. We want this to go all the way to Irondale, all the way to Avondale, right? We want to create a corridor for bikers, for people who want to, people who want to exercise. We want to create a sort of feeling of and a condition of micro-mobility. We have the BRT station here, and we already have that going for us. We also want to say, if you want to live in Woodlawn, you can ride a bus, you can ride your bike, you can walk, you can take your one wheel, you can drive your car responsibly, you can get an Uber. It's all about making Woodlawn a place that has choices.
I think the response that we've gotten from the community in this area, in particular from some of the business owners, the residents, people who live here, is really encouraging, because this was not necessarily something that was on people's radar in the area. And once the changes happened, I think people really came to appreciate these changes and the improvements in quality of life that now exist. And so as these projects continue happening, people will continue seeing the benefits of these sorts of road diets or infrastructural improvements to the streets, and be more willing to support those happening in other areas of the city.
I think that this project is a great first step. Like we've said before, this is a temporary project that we would love to see continued. We would love to see the bike lanes expanded to increase connectivity between, the core of downtown Birmingham and the rest of the Irondale area. We heard from many community members, specifically Woodlawn United, that they want this community to be a place where it's a destination. People come here, they stay here, and they enjoy their time here. And that road specifically, First Avenue South, time and time again, we've heard that they want it to be a neighborhood road.
This is not only an aesthetic change for the community, this is a fundamental change that makes it more accessible for small businesses, that makes it more accessible for people who visit, and all in all is a great change to make for a place.
And we can redo some of the changes that have caused unsafe streets in our community. I really encourage people to participate in neighborhood associations, to go to city council meetings, express how you feel about these streets, and try and make things better in your neighborhood, in your corner of the world.
Everyone's saying, why can't I have it on my street? I mean, right now, one of our biggest things that we had in our planning meeting last month for the neighborhood association is where we're going to do traffic calming next.